Hello, and welcome back to Hannah's Drum School. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do some flam drags. Pretty fun, pretty cool. Let's get started. So the rhythmic basis of this exercise, like most other flam rudiments, are built on triplets. So if this is kind of a new rhythmic thing for you, just practice doing triplets. Triplet, 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 da. If you're familiar with triplets, you got those in your hands. Let's move on to the rudiment. So the structure of a flam drag is basically a triplet with a flam on the first partial, a diddle on the second, and then just a tap on the third. That's a flam drag. So how I'm going to break up this exercise, I'm going to break it up into two parts, basically focusing on each one of the ornaments in the exercise, the flam and then the diddle. And then you can practice those separately on your own until you feel comfortable putting them together. So what we're going to start with is basically just a flam tap. So it's a triplet with a flam on the first partial. So flam, flam, tap, tap, flam, tap, tap, flam, tap. Flam, left, right, flam, right, left, flam, left, right, flam, right, left, flam. So practice those at a slow tempo that feels comfortable for you. It can be extremely slow. That's how you learn. And then we're gonna move on to the next part. So the next exercise, I'm just gonna put a diddle on the second partial of a regular triplet. So what we're gonna do is just tap, diddle, tap, tap, diddle, tap. So just practice those two exercises slowly at a tempo that feels comfortable for you. You can break it up, you can chunk it to where you do one measure of flam taps and then that diddle on the second partial. So once those two exercises start feeling really comfortable in your hands, you can work at a really slow tempo and start combining them together. So you got flam, diddle, tap, flam, diddle, tap. And then just gradually bump up the tempo. Here's some tips on how to get your flam drags sounding great. So what I'm going to suggest for the flams is that you're going to keep your grace note really low, because if it's up here, you can get this like put-ut sound or also double stops. That's not really what we want. We want a nice flam sound. And you also want to keep the grace note low because that's prepping you for your diddle. So if you're up here, you're going to be taking a lot of energy to stop this motion in order to do your diddle. It's going to be a weird like stop motion. You want to be able to use that velocity, you want to be able to use that rebound to your advantage to get that double. All right? You also want to keep your wrists nice and relaxed, because if you're holding them like really tight, they can get pretty crushed, and it's going to take a lot more energy to like pump out those diddles if you're going really fast and your wrists are tight. You want to be able to use that rebound to your advantage when you're pumping out flam drags at a really fast tempo. Thank you for tuning in for this lesson on flam drags. Keep doing what you're doing, keep chopping out, keep getting better, and as always, see you next time.